Welcome to Series Talk in September. I'm David Peters from Florida State University.
And I'm Marty Dempsey from the University of Florida. And Dave, what an exciting month September is. After all the planning and organizing of the summer, it is finally time to get the action started with all of our sports coming up here soon. Let's get it going.
Absolutely. It's already started on some of our campuses with flag football leagues, but we certainly have basketball, soccer, and tennis. All the series sports are off and running this fall.
Sure. You know, one of the main areas that we have taken great strides in over the years and look forward to this 2018 season is our partnership with Special Olympics and the Unified Leagues. ESPN has recently had a feature that has come out, a great video that features several of our NIRSA colleagues, prominently displays NIRSA, and really shows how far we have helped develop that partnership and those leagues on our campuses.
And that partnership continues to grow, but one thing that's also right at the front of our minds is NIRSA soccer, because regionals are right around the corner and the nationals are coming up later this fall.
So yeah, let's welcome in our first guest on this episode of Series Talk, and we bring in Laura Thomas, the soccer work team chair.
Joining us now is Laura Thomas, Assistant Director for Competitive Sports at the University of Alabama. Laura, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, you're one of our soccer experts working with the series and the National Soccer Championships for almost a decade. Let's talk about the past as well as looking towards the future. Some new leaders coming into play in this year.
Awesome, of course. So I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the past a little bit before we get to the future. We are celebrating our 25th anniversary of the National Soccer Tournament this year in 2018, and I could not be happier to be a part of it. I do want to give a shout out to some of our past leaders in some of these roles that we're going to talk about, new leaders. But for Doug Ewing, Randall Ford, Howard Taylor, they've all served as the director or co-director of competition for the tournament. Noah Yanni and David Zimmerman have been the lead and the head on all of our officials and official management scheduling for the past couple of years. We appreciate their service. And then for any other volunteers that have been in leadership positions for the tournament, Sadat Khan, Vinny Dano, Chad Ellsworth, Stephanie McAlpine, we totally appreciate your service, and you've really set a foundation for where we are and where we're going. I think one of the things I'm most excited about this year for the national tournament is we're going to see a lot of new faces in those leadership roles. They hopefully will bring us some innovation and some creativity to the processes that we do well, and then maybe change up some things that we could definitely provide a better experience for our staff and participants. I would like to announce and welcome Chris McAlpine to the leadership team. He is going to be the new co-director of competition, joining Danny Feitel. Christy Lewandowski, she returns for her final year as the director of operations for the national tournament. Joining her will be Phil Carter in the new role of assistant director of operations. And then Kevin Maurer is joining our team as the officials assigner, and then Eric Jakey serving in a new role as the director of officials for this year.
Yeah, and speaking of Eric, a common question that comes up around soccer every year is the involvement of our NIRSA student officials at regional and national events. I know a lot of great strides have been made by the work team and other members of that leadership crew that you had just mentioned. What can we look forward to this year when it comes to NIRSA student officials?
Yeah, that's a great question. I love talking about this too, because this is one of the areas that we are hoping to grow and make some strides. Last year, we hosted our first pilot program with the National Soccer Tournament in 2017 with any type of student officials at our tournaments. We want to make sure to reserve the quality of play and the participant experience, as well as incorporating student officials. And so last year, we invited a couple of local officials from different universities around Arizona to come to the tournament and to shadow professional referees and talk to our clinicians and talk to our director of officials and our officials assigner and just talk them through what they're thinking, what to look for, game management and stuff like that. And so we are looking to have a program very similar to that here this year in Foley, Alabama, with our national tournament 2018. We're still working out the details of that, but we're hoping to take some momentum from where we were last year and take some feedback from the evaluations from the students that participated and provide a better opportunity for this year.
Excellent.
You know, Laura, as you have seen, we've had some of our NIRSA members featured in national media, specifically ESPN, about the partnership that we have with sports and Special Olympics. What is soccer looking at as they look at a partnership with Special Olympics as well?
So this is close to my heart because it's been on our list of things to do since I became the work team chair a couple of years ago. And so I am super excited. I can't share too many details because we're still working them out. But we've been working in partnership with the Special Olympics International to get some type of program for our national and regional tournaments. For 2018, I don't believe it's going to happen. We're really focusing more on the student official side of things. But for 2019, it's definitely come down the pipe for us.
You know, we're really excited about those regionals starting here in just about a month, October the 19th, where it all kicks off, the drive to Foley, right, with for our 25th national tournament. What are some things that you're most looking forward to out of the 2018 season?
Well, of course, the level of competition is always exciting. We play some really good soccer out there. With all of our league commissioners and our divisional coordinators, I wanted to give a great big thank you to all of your service. We would not have any regional or national tournaments without the service of these members to get the leagues going and to make the schedules and to make sure that all the teams have an opportunity to play. So thank you so much for your time and effort on that side of things. But also a shout out to our regional coordinators. We wouldn't be having a national tournament if it weren't for the service of those. There are 12 regional coordinators across the nation that serve all of our six NIRSA or our six U.S. regions in NIRSA to collaborate and make sure that we are providing quality programs and tournaments. And we have some new locations, new hosts this year, and we also have some returners that have done it over and over. And so we're looking forward to see what they can produce for us.
You know, and as we get to Foley this year, one of the cool things about soccer is this lottery system that we have for the national tournament. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so half of the teams, we have 96 teams in our national tournaments, so obviously we've got our hands full there. But 24 men and 24 women's teams come to our national tournament as part of the open division. And the way that works is we open a lottery, and any team interested in coming to our national tournament can enter the lottery. And then we do a lottery drawing very similar to any other lottery system you've seen. And we then invite those teams that are drawn to our open division. It's so fascinating to watch them play, and there's just so much passion between each members of the teams, and then the captains and the coaches and everything. We love to have them.
Well, we look forward to seeing almost 100 teams in Foley for year number 25. NIRSAplay.com is the place to go for information on the tournament, as well as more about registering for that lottery, which is coming up at the end of the month here in September. And the draw, Laura, is in early October?
Yep, it opens up September 28th, and then it closes on October 1st. So I would encourage any of our campus partners across the nation to remind your clubs about that deadline, because if they miss that, they won't be able to get a chance to join the lottery. But we do encourage anybody to join if they want to.
Well, we look forward to putting our Series Talk spin on that lottery draw that'll happen in October. So tune in for some fun as we announce those 48 teams that'll join our regional qualifiers. Laura, thanks so much for joining us today.
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks, Laura. And from our sport clubs in the fall season to our sport clubs in the spring, let's talk a little bit more about our club basketball division.
Marty, I had a chance to talk with Ashley Lax from the University of Wisconsin earlier this summer, and we talked about club basketball as well as the NIRSA National Basketball Tournament.
I'm here with Ashley Lax, the Assistant Director for Competitive Sports at Wisconsin-Madison. And Ashley, talk a little about your path to get where you are now as a leader in the series.
Absolutely. So I originally started with some volunteer opportunities on work teams in the series, getting an understanding of how the behind-the-scenes things work. Through that, I was able to gain an opportunity to serve on the club basketball work team and start that program off the ground, which was really exciting. I've also been involved in a ton of regional and national tournaments and currently serve as the co-director of officials for the National Basketball Tournament. I have the honor of helping navigate the switch to Wichita State. So I've been involved in a couple of different aspects, but love the series overall in terms of what it's given professional development-wise.
And one of the things you've really developed, as you mentioned, is club basketball. It's the newest part of the series. Talk us through club basketball and what that experience is like.
Yeah, so club basketball came from kind of the need that we saw. Our club teams were wanting more competitive long-term play, and there weren't a lot of things out there facilitating it. The only organization that was a little bit more expensive, a little less conducive to some of the needs of club teams. And so we saw a need and we wanted to fill it. We put some minds together, club minds, that, hey, what do our students really want? And so we tried to come up with the format that works best. And so club basketball league for NIRSA is a league for club teams to hopefully get what they're seeking specifically, whether that be more competition, more competitive competition before they get to nationals. The league is relatively priced, a little bit more expensive than its competitor in terms of face value, but one of the things that a lot of people don't understand is how much is included within that fee. So for the registration, they're getting all of their league games already covered with officials, which is really cool. They don't have to worry about any of the logistical aspects of administration. Our professionals are going to be organizing all of the host sites, organizing all of their games, getting officials for them. They just get to show up and play. There's also some insurance included within that so that our hosts are taken care of. They also get a paid entry into a regional tournament with their conference dues. So they get league play and they get regional play with at least 2 opportunities to win their way to nationals. They can win a regional tournament and get paid entry, or they can be the league winner. And so we've tried to build a lot of different perks into the club basketball league so that the clubs can maximize their playing experience.
Well, it rolls right into the excellent national tournament that is moving to Wichita this year. And so when you see the club teams there and your work there is with the officials, talk about your experience there and really how we're working on the officials development there at the national tournament.
Yeah, so the club basketball league simulates a mini regional in terms of the educational aspects for the student officials. All of the play is 3-person and all of the play is done officiated by student officials. There are professionals on site who are providing those professional development opportunities for the student officials through evaluation and critique. And so our club basketball teams are getting a very similar experience at their league play, at the regional play, and then at the national level. And so it's helping our club teams better prepare for the national tournament. And we've seen a lot of our club league participants actually be very successful at the national tournament. Texas A&M, the men's club national champions, are also the league champions. So we've seen some correlation between doing well in the league and also doing well at the national level, which should hopefully help increase the competition that all of the club teams are seeing within the league.
So the club teams are getting a great experience. Our officials, student officials, are also getting that development as they work club games, and then they'll work regionals and nationals too. So a great development opportunity there for our teams. We hope they will compete this year, and we'll have more about how you can get your teams on your campuses registered coming up. Ashley, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in Wichita for the national tournament.
Thank you.
Great stuff there from Ashley Lax. At this point of the club basketball registration period, we are ahead of our 2017 pace. So we're really looking forward to a strong season when it comes to club basketball this spring.
Indeed. In fact, Marty, what else is on the ticker for the series here in the month of September?
Yeah, our 9 NIRSA Championship Series work teams have been working hard. They've all met as a group over the past couple of weeks. We'll continue, obviously, throughout the fall semester. Several of them have been collaborating on helping streamline some of the processes between all of our host schools. April Flint's team and assessment are currently working on a participant assessment that'll be released for soccer and flag football for this year, as well as a number of different charges that they're just getting started on as we start this season.
Of course, many people are ready to volunteer, so a couple of opportunities in the weeks ahead for officials as well as staff volunteers.
Yeah, currently, as you're watching this, our regional applications for officials, for your student officials for flag football, are currently open. Go to nirsaplay.com for that, as well as the Sarah Fain Award, which will close on November the 15th. So nominate a lot of your great colleagues that really represent what Sarah's legacy did for this series here. Want to shout out Dan Hazlett one more time as our inaugural winner of that award, and we'll give out the second annual at this year's annual conference.
Well, coming up in the next couple of months, hopefully you'll see some of us, the SeriesTalk talent if that's the right word, part of that soccer lottery draw coming up in October. We'll have another podcast, and we hope to be live at the Region 2 conference for NIRSA in early November. So some exciting things ahead on SeriesTalk. For Marty Dempsey, I'm David Peters. Thanks for joining us this time. Again, for more, nirsaplay.com is the place to go online. This is a production of NIRSA, Leaders in Collegiate Recreation.